I'm done with Modern Warfare 2. This game is liquid ass. It is just so many poor development decisions every step of the way that I am done. I understand I made a 40-minute video basically saying in that video that it's fun, and that's as much as I can really say in that about that whole entire video. But at this point, having played it a little bit more, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It feels like I'm being ripped off by the developers. Their bundles are an absolute ripoff of $25 for less content than you would get in previous games. The maps suck. The progression sucks. The campaign sucks. The DMZ mode sucks. The Warzone mode sucks. There's so much that is not good, and they continue to not listen to the fan base, which is pretty much what you need to do to make your game thrive. I mean, at this point, it's like, what are we even doing? What are we even working towards to make a good Call of Duty? I mentioned this in my 40-minute video, the big video that I did a few days ago, where I basically said Modern Warfare 2 had no reason to fail. You had 11 studios, and regardless of what they did, there's 11 studios that helped in some manner on this game to make it a smoother, better release on day one. And that did not happen. The game was a disaster on day one. It had so many latency problems that I have never figured out why Call of Duty continues to have these problems, especially after a beta. When you release a beta, you'd think you'd figure out these problems and these would be easily fixable for day one. They were not. The balancing issues were still kind of there to certain degrees. The weapon progression still had a ton of work to do. It was still very clunky. The UI was still just as bad. I mean, in the maps, I complain about the maps in the beta. They're still terrible. There's really no content here at day one. It's just full of remasters at this point because that's what Season 1 is. It's 2 remasters. Season 2, going to have at least, I think, 2 remasters because Castle on Another Map, which was also a remaster, are going to be in the game. I mean, that's all Modern Warfare 2 is. It's just rehashed content. Because also, I feel like they're so scared of being sued again because now they have, I think, 2 or 3 lawsuits going or starting to come their way where they have to remove the hotel map. They already removed the museum map. And then there's that raceway map that could potentially get removed. Who knows? I mean, they changed a little bit of it in order to make it a good map. But at the end of the day, there's so many fundamental issues for 11 studios to having done anything to this game at all, that there's so many issues that exist that it's like, how? There's no excuse for this game to be this bad. I mean, like I said, the campaign was very lackluster. The character development made no sense. It went nowhere. A lot of it felt like it was just setting up whatever DLC thing is coming out next year, and that to me is ridiculous because apparently they're going to charge $70 for it, and if they charge $70, fuck them. That is ridiculous. The DMZ mode is basically just a watered-down Tarkov and feels as though they tried to do their best impression of it, and all it is at the end of the day is just kind of like a pick up some things and evac. That's all it is. There's not much really there for you to do. I thought there'd be more crafting. There wasn't. It's just pick up some loot and leave. That's what it is. That's all Tarkov really is. Or get key cards to do things that are inside the map. Warzone 2 has lost a ton of players, and I know people are saying, well, that happens with every game when it comes out. They eventually lose players. Not to this extent. There's a lot of players that are leaving. We said the same thing with 2042, Halo Infinite. Guess where those games are? Nearly abandoned. They're like those games have zero player base. I think the last time I looked, Battlefield 2042 had like 1,000 players playing, and that's it. That's where the game is. I mean, Halo Infinite. I guarantee you by next year the developers abandon the game. They're not gonna. There's no way they're gonna continue to waste the resources on a game that's just dying out day after day, unless they do some big turnaround in content, which I kind of doubt's coming. I mean, apparently some people have said it's gotten better. I'm going to do a video in terms of what I think if it's gotten better. But as it stands, Modern Warfare 2, its multiplayer, has gone absolutely nowhere. I mean, the multiplayer itself, it's just a big ripoff. It's basically a beta for Warzone. It's a way for you to unlock guns and do stuff. And it's, again, the weapon progression, trying to work on the Chimera recently while the Christmas shipment's out, is terrible. It's like the progression is so goddamn confusing and makes no sense as to why. Like, I understand why they did it with the camos and kind of did some sort of similar aspect with it, but the way the grinding is for attachments in this game, awful. It makes using newer guns so painful because you can't unlock it you have to go into a new gun. If I want like a certain scope, I have to go into an SPR to get a scope for an assault rifle that I want to use or a sight I want to use for, like, it's just stupid. Why would you ever consider that's a good idea? And then whenever feedback is brought up to the developers, it seems like they turn around and say, well, this was our vision for the game. This is what we wanted. Well, guess what? Your vision sucks. Your vision is not what the player base wanted and has been asking for years. At some point, Modern Warfare 2 is a no excuse, no bullshit game. Like, you had to know at some point, and like, I was going to be very critical of Modern Warfare 2. I loved the original Modern Warfare 2. If you're going to put the name and the title of an OG, really good Call of Duty in your as a new title for a new game for this generation, you got to show me that you're going to do the things that it makes sense. And I think a lot of players should feel like that. I mean, at this point, like, when I say I'm done, like, I'm not paying any more money. I'm done. I'm not buying the new battle pass. It's a ripoff. It's ridiculous to pay $25 for the content that's in the battle pass. I'm not buying any more skins. I bought like one skin, which was the Claws skin, because it was just like, why not? It's Christmas season. Fuck it. Let's just do it. But outside of that, I do not recommend to you as my viewer to go out and spend any more money. Do not spend any more money on this game. It is not worth your time. It is not worth any bit of your time or money to go buy. What I would recommend, go buy a new game to play. That's something that I would personally start doing, because I am looking at possibly expanding my horizons on this channel, doing different things, releasing new content, thinking of different games to play. I've been playing it High on Life recently. Decent game. I got it for $5 because I have the Xbox Game Pass. But outside of that, like, I want to put out games or ideas of like what I think you guys should spend your money on. Is it worth your time? Is it worth your money? Because at this point, Modern Warfare 2 in its current state, not worth your money. I think it's probably worth maybe $40 to $50 instead of like its $70 price tag. And if I were going to score this game, it's like a 7.5. I don't think this is really worth your time and money. I think there are better games out there that you can get, especially for lower prices. But I actually would like to know what you guys think. Do you like Modern Warfare 2? Do you think it's a good game? Am I overreacting? Are you finally done? Did you even buy it? Whatever. The other thing is, I want to know what you think. Do you think it's a good idea for maybe me to just go on to other games? Would you like to see me do games and kind of just give you an overall review of games and say whether or not it's worth your money? That's kind of where I'm getting at. So I want to find the best deals for you guys. I think that's the best way to do it, because honestly, being someone who's kind of tight on a budget myself, I don't want to spend money on games that I'm not really going to enjoy or think are that good. So I would like to be able to save some of you guys that time and money as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Modern Warfare 2. If you liked the video, great. If you didn't, I don't know, it doesn't get much better than this. But if you liked the video enough, leave a like, maybe subscribe. Also, if you don't subscribe, I guarantee Milf Hunter Wilson will be at your door. And, well,